So the evaluation question is, what have you learned from your audience feedback? So first things first, generally people loved our film, they found it hilarious, they loved watching it, people wanted to watch it multiple times and they just enjoyed it, which is a good thing for us because obviously we're making a mockumentary film with comedy, and to see people laugh and enjoy the film, it was a good feeling because we know that we succeeded in making people laugh and making a comedy film. However, we learned from our audience feedbacks that different audience took different things away from the film, and this raised the question for me and my group that who actually creates the meaning of the film? Is it the filmmakers or the viewers and audience that actually watch the film themselves? Because they also make opinions from what they see. The reception theory says that there's three meanings in the films: dominant, negotiated, and optional. So our dominant meaning of our film is that we wanted to show that overconfident and cocky characters, that being overconfident and cocky will not lead to success. And we wanted viewers to be surprised by D'Angelo's arrogance and laugh at his failures and sort of feel a sense of happiness because he failed, because it's never good to be such a cocky and overconfident character. However, the more and more people that watch the film, they felt attached to D'Angelo's character and actually loved it, and were quite sad to actually see him fail, which was a surprise for me making the film and also the rest of my group. We felt that the audience felt like this because even though D'Angelo was a cocky and overconfident character, because of the comedy of being a short guy playing a big guy sport, he was also he was always the underdog. Even though he didn't feel like that himself, the audience and viewers always looked at him as the underdog because he felt he was really good in a sport which he clearly wasn't, and which he's not meant to because he's so small. So viewers attached that underdog mentality to him, which meant by the end of the film, rather than seeing him fail, they actually wanted to see him succeed. So people from our school, and we showed it to a variety of people, from teachers to also fellow students, they really enjoyed the film. First of all, our location was obviously based in our school because of we wanted it in a school setting, a mockumentary. So they enjoyed it because obviously they could relate to the location, and it meant that they could see friends and people and teachers who they saw on a daily basis. So it meant that they always felt that they were a part of the film because it was filmed in their school themselves. Along with this, they also felt like it was a school fantasy for them, because obviously D'Angelo was quite a cocky and overconfident character and spoke in a way and said things to teachers that the students saw on a day-to-day basis that we wouldn't be able to say just in a school environment on a day-to-day basis. So obviously playing the character meant he could act up to the teachers and say certain things that wouldn't be allowed to say just on a day-to-day school life. So this meant they sort of lived, it had an element of escapism for the school students and a school fantasy for them. Along with this, you could also see the binary opposition within the school between the teachers and the students. It's because the teachers were always the serious, followed by the rules, strict, D'Angelo, you can't do this, D'Angelo, you can't do that. Where you see the students in the film, D'Angelo being the main of it, didn't really care about the rules, did what he wanted, felt like he could get away with not wearing uniform correctly, not doing his exam, and stuff like that. So that showed a binary opposition between the students and the teachers. So the teachers are trying to bring down the law and he just doesn't want to follow it. So, yeah. I also felt like the older generation sort of felt sorry for D'Angelo. So a variety of older people that we know, a couple of filmmakers that came into our school, we asked them to watch the film, and they sort of felt sorry for D'Angelo because they saw a young guy who was just passionate, energetic, and had a goal in his mind, and they wanted to see him succeed because he was someone young and had his whole life ahead of him. So they felt sorry to see him fail. Whereas we found out the younger generations in the school, so year 7s, year 8s, even all the way up, they found humour of him failing. They laughed at him. They found it funny that he failed because he was so cocky and arrogant. And that's something to do with maybe maturity, because obviously the older people, they'd rather see someone succeed who was young, whereas younger people enjoy the fact that someone did fail. One person had an interesting comment that they found the stereotyping of the film troubling. And I said my stereotyping, they felt that like the film portrayed a stereotype that coloured or black boys or men, shall you say, young men, you have that stereotype that they're never good at school, that it's, oh, they're good at sport, they only want to play sport and never good at school, which is something that, as making the film and playing the character myself, we never really meant to portray, it was never meant to be a reading like we thought about. But when it was brought to our attention by one of our viewers, we kind of understood where they were coming from. And I guess it kind of, something about the film is that you can also see that the funny thing is, the character sort of wants to live up to that stereotype that people found troubling. That he wants to be that guy he's really good at sport and doesn't have to worry about school because he's going to make it professional. But he isn't either. He isn't either, or he's not good at school, he's not good at sport. So he doesn't really fit into that stereotype that he was trying to portray, that our audience viewer found. So overall, the audience feedback was really good because it meant they was able to find what they liked, what they didn't like, and so what they were able to pick out from the film. And one thing we also realised that people watching the film a variety of times, there were certain tricks and little messages we put in that viewers felt they had to watch a couple of times to actually understand, which was good because it meant that the audience didn't just want to watch it once and not watch it again, they wanted to watch it a variety of times, which was good. For an example, a scene of D'Angelo walking out the disabled toilet, which is something that we put in as a little joke that viewers didn't really get at first try, and it wasn't until some viewers watched it for a second or third time they then realised the joke, whereas some older viewers got the joke first time. So yeah, so overall the audience seemed to love our film and it was a pleasure making it.